Well, good evening to you from wherever you're tuning in and you're watching Metropol SportsCentre, the home of money and sports. It's been a week full of a flurry of activity, sports activity that is. So on Metropol SportsCentre today we are going to give you a preview of what happened during the week that you might have missed and probably you caught wind of. So let's quickly dive right into it. There was OneYama Cup Cup tournament, there was the FIBA AFCON that is still ongoing in Mali, Bamako in Mali. There is the EPL transfers that are going on, and there is the Kakamega Sevens. So I'm going to be taking you through all these topics so that we get to understand the intricate aspects of these parts of the show. So in case you missed it, this past weekend on Sunday in particular, there was a tournament dubbed the OneYama Cup, which was held at St. Mary's School here in Nairobi. And the event drew a lot of attention from a lot of people. There was a delegation of government officials that attended the event. Notable, there was CS Amina Mohammed, there was Deputy President William Ruto, there was Westlands Member of Parliament, Tim Wanyonyi, there was Kipchumba Murkomen, and then there was MPs and other sports personalities in Kenya. So the most important thing that stood out in this particular tournament was the amount of talent that was seen. I mean, there was a team that scored over 4 goals. That is just on normal 90 minutes. I mean, we've not even gone into the extra time and into penalties. So there was a ladies team that really stood out in that tournament. It's known as Dagoretti Mixed School. They're the team that scored, and they were the winners in the ladies category. Well, this is how the teams were getting the amount of money in the tournament. The first team that was winning in the tournament was getting a total of 500,000 shillings. The second team was taking home 300,000 shillings, and the third team was taking home 100,000 shillings, and then the fourth team was taking home 50,000 shillings. So what stood out in that tournament was what previous sports personalities in Kenya have done as a means of giving back in sports in the country. I mean, as the name says, OneYama Royal Cup. The tournament was started by the OneYama family. Well, the main aim of starting this tournament was to give young people in the community or in the society an opportunity to show their talents and probably be spotted by notable teams in Kenya and in the world over. One particular person, there was a number of Premier League coaches that were present in the event. There was Gor Mahia coach, there was Zico Otieno, who's still a coach at this particular time. So it was really a good event, and this shows how much or what can be done to improve the sports in the country. I mean, most times that you're having the conversation about sports with sports members or in the sports fraternity, most of them are always concerned about the untapped talent that lies in the local communities or has not been spotted by relevant people. So on behalf of Metropol SportsCentre, we like to applaud the OneYama Cup, the organizers of the OneYama Cup. And the proposal before the end of the event, the proposal that they gave was they wanted the event to be organized county-wide. So probably from next year, we are going to be having OneYama Cup, and it's going to be coming to a place next to you. So probably the next time it's going to be in Kakamega, or it's going to be in Kisumu, or any other place that we know. So in the men's category, the team that took away the trophy was Young Talent Academy. Young Talent Academy beat defending champions Dandora Youngsters 5-3 in the post-match penalties. I mean, Dandora Youngsters lost 2 penalties, which proved to be detrimental to their quest to maintain the tournament's cup for this year. So in conclusion, as we summarize on the OneYama Cup, just before the tournament started, it was a really good moment. Or members in attendance took a moment of silence in honor of fallen football legend Joe Kadenge, who was buried last week in Vihiga County. So that is what happened in OneYama Cup. We're going to take a quick look into what happened in the FIBA African tournament that is which is taking place at the moment, and it comes to an end tomorrow. So The tournament has been going on through the whole of the week. There were notable names, notable teams in the tournament. There was Guinea, there was Egypt, there was Algeria, there was Ivory Coast, there was Tunisia, there was Nigeria, there was Kenya, there was Mali, Algeria. There's so many teams that were there. And we are not even a week or so away from the AFCON tournament. And when you hear of such big names in such a major tournament, I'm sure we tend to have that kind of fear. Is Kenya going to win any? So far, this is how the tournament has fared on. Nigeria versus Kenya. Kenya took that game. They took it at 81-69. Kenya versus Ivory Coast, which was the round of 16. Earning a spot in the round of 16. Kenya won that game and they took it at 83-85. Kenya versus Tunisia, which was the quarterfinals of the tournament, was 76-82. And then there was Kenya versus Morocco, which was played yesterday and was the semifinals of the tournament. Kenya took that match at 96-66. So overall, in total, how the teams fare in that tournament, Kenya is on the second position with a total of 409 points. And then Algeria tops the list with 439 points. I mean, in this whole tournament, what stood out, and this should be a moment of pride for us as a country, was Kenya's own Tyler Ongwae has a total of 109 points. I mean, he's tipped off to be the leading goal scorer, the leading point scorer in the tournament. In case you missed it, just a few weeks ago, we were talking about Tyler Ongwae on this particular show. The reason we are talking about Tyler Ongwae is because Tyler Ongwae was recognized by the Sports Journalists Association of Kenya as the July edition as the Athlete of the Month. Well, the tournaments have proved that indeed he deserved to be recognized as Athlete of the Month. So on the sidelines of the African tournament, there is the conversation about the upcoming Basketball World Cup that is coming soon, which is going to be organized in China. Actually, preparations are in the final stages. So the finals of the Basketball World Cup are going to be played on the 15th of September. That's only months away. And on SportsCentre, we are going to be keeping you up to date with what will be going on in the Basketball World Cup. Well, let's take a look into international matters. And this week has been a very busy week, especially in the English Premier League. Well, pre-season, that is. As we know, the Premier League is starting in a few days' time. And the most important thing during this time, just before we start the English Premier League, is the transfers that have taken place. I mean, beg your pardon. I mean, as we are speaking, there's been a move by Anthony Griezmann to Barcelona. Arsenal have made a signing of 18-year-old Gabriel Martinelli. Well, there's a question about he's 18 years old. Will he be able to deliver? I mean, Arsenal is a team that has big players as we are speaking. Well, the statistics do not lie. And as we are talking right now, Gabriel Martinelli received a call-up to the Brazil national team, and he's scored a total of 10 goals in 34 appearances for the national team. Then there was a move by Aaron Ramsey from Arsenal to Juventus. Then legendary Petr Cech has finally retired. Then there's a move by Danny Welbeck, whose contract came to an end. And then there was Stefan Lichtsteiner. And finally, we have David Ospina, who's Arsenal's goalkeeper, who has made a shift from Arsenal to Napoli. Well, David Ospina has made a total of 98 international appearances for his team, which is Colombia. So let's take a look at what has happened in the Chelsea camp. Mateo Kovacic has made a move from Real Madrid into Chelsea. So then there's Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill has finally parted ways with has finally parted ways with Chelsea after a 7.5-year stint at the club. While he played at the club, Gary Cahill managed to score a total of 25 goals and made 251 appearances for Chelsea. there was Gonzalo Higuain, and as we already know, Eden Hazard has already completed his switch to Real Madrid. Alvaro Morata has moved to Atletico Madrid, and while he played at Chelsea, he made a total of 24. He made a total of 72 appearances and scored 24 times. Let's take a look at Manchester City, where there is the major move that has been talked about. People started talking about it even before the league came to an end. The 2018-2019 league came to an end, and that was the move by Vincent Kompany. Vincent Kompany is making a move from Manchester City into Anderlecht. So Vincent Kompany was at Manchester United for over 11 years, and made a total of 360 appearances and scored 20 goals. Among some of the trophies that he's won for his team, which is Manchester City, he won 4 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, and 2 Community Shields. I mean, that's why people are saying that people are actually discussing on what is going to be the impact by the move of Vincent Kompany into Anderlecht. So there's a move on Manchester United. Manchester United early this year made signing Daniel James, I beg your pardon, and then there was Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace. Bissaka has signed a 5-year contract. Some of the notable things that are associated with Bissaka was he was Fans Player of the Year award, and then Players Player of the Year award, and then was also at the UEFA European Under-21 Championship, where he stood out. I mean, if you look at the signings that have been made by these teams, that is Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, you'll notice that they are young players, which means that the managers are really concerned about the future of these clubs. I mean, we have already established players playing in these teams, but the coaches are showing that there is need for them to offer a smooth transition in case the current players make a move to retire or their contracts come to an end. Finally, we are going to take a look at the Kakamega Sevens, which happened this past week. And once again, KCB were crowned as the winners of Kakamega Sevens this past weekend. Now, the Kakamega Sevens circuit is already water under the bridge, but what people are talking about this coming week is the Kabeberi Sevens, which is going to be taking place at the Kinoru Stadium in Meru. So this is how the teams stand up in the pools, are placed in pools. There is Administration Police, which is on Pool A. Kisumu RFC is on Pool B, with the KCA University, Sitam Kisumu, and then Molo RFC. Pool C contains Black Blood RC, Vihiga Granites, KCA Stormers, and then Comras. Pool D, there is Makueni RFC, Embu RFC, Stingers RFC, and then there is Ngong Warriors. In Pool E, we have Catholic Monks, Daystar Falcons, Webuye, and Masaku. And finally, on Pool F, we have Mombasa RFC, JKUAT, Shamas Foundation, and Technical University of Kenya. So those are just few of the topics of discussion that we had on this segment of Metropol Sports Center. We take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be having guests from Ball Life Africa to shed more light about the upcoming event and what they're doing to nurture talent in the community. Keep watching. This is Metropol Sports Center.